Deb hired us about 16 years ago.
Package deal.
Yeah, it was a deal. We came together.
We did. It was a package
She hired us together.
It's a true story. We've been together so long that when she hired us, it had to be both of us or none of us. And then when she hired us on, it had to be on the same line because we needed to be partners. So everything we do, days off, everything we do is together. Yes, it's a little bizarre. She still hired us.
Yeah, she still
That says
hired
a lot about Deb.
She's very supportive. She's always there for you.
She's
no
like
matter
your
what.
sister.
And I just want to acknowledge Sam.
Thinking about Deb, one phrase comes to mind, and that is a strong yet humble leader. She's so warm and inviting, and I think that's why people want to work here. That's why they stay.
A mama bear would be a good word to describe her. She's somebody who always has her back, who will always do right for the department, who's always looking for a creative way to make the department work.
She's a supporter, she's a disruptor, she's an innovator, she's a visionary. You know, over a decade ago, she thought about stabilization centers for some of our patients, and here we are, lo and behold, 10 years later, we're implementing. Because of you, Deb, as an ED head, I felt valued and supported. I always knew you had my back.
It's not the end of a Deb Davies era because Deb has really set a legacy in place. Deb has created a department of very strong individuals who I think are actually going to follow in her footsteps. So I actually think that this is about a Deb Davies legacy as opposed to the end of an era of Deb Davies.
She does go out of her way to know you, like you're not just a face. Like, yes, some of us have known her longer than others, but she does come out to the desk, says hi to people, sees what's going on. She tries her best, and she always has, to try to help us. And that's what I love about her.
Very early on, when I started working at UHN, I'd been in practice for only 4 years. You pulled me aside after one of our shifts together and you told me, Dr. Szabo, that I really enjoy working with you and you're a really good doctor. That really meant a lot to me, and it really helped me have the confidence to work in a big academic center like UHN, and I just really appreciate it. Because of you, I had the confidence to work at UHN. And here I am, 23 years later. Thanks, Deb.
She's a remarkable colleague who really understands what putting the patient first means, while also understanding that emergency is a tough place to work, and it needs to be a fair, fun place to work. Deb, thank you for the opportunity to talk to you directly today. Your legacy is immense, and I express my personal gratitude to your mentorship of me.
We started out together working as staff nurses side by side, working days and nights shifts together. I've seen Deb grow from a charge nurse to the leader that she is today. Because of you, I am the leader that I am today, and I wouldn't be here without you.
Even before COVID, a few years back, there was the big Ebola outbreak in Africa. We were designated as a Ebola testing site, and we were required to develop all these protocols. And I remember everyone was very, very scared because Ebola is highly contagious, and our first suspected patient with Ebola comes in before we even have the established protocols. And guess who was the first person in the room? Deb. She donned that unproven PPE before we had any established protocols, before we had gone through training, and she went and she took care of that patient. She was not willing to send in a nurse or send in a physician or anyone else in the room, put them in harm's way, unless she was also going to accept that risk for herself. Because of you, Deb, I remain committed to doing everything I can to support our team and to care for our patients. There are many days where I felt that I can't do this anymore. It's way too hard. And then all I had to do is look over and see you smiling and see you tackling challenges. And that's just been an endless source of inspiration to me.